So, effective today, based on an executive order or regulation that's been put into effect by ATF, ghost guns are now banned. Hello and welcome to Sweet Home California. My name is Jennifer, and I'm a little conflicted about this. On the one hand, I can certainly see that ghost guns are guns, and I know for a good amount of time, leftists were saying, well, you could just go to a gun show and you can just buy a gun and walk out without any sort of background check, and um, that was not true. They just had the ability to do instant, background checks, and but they still had to follow whatever the state laws were in terms of like you couldn't necessarily take it that same day in California. You have to wait 10 days, for instance. Um, so yeah, uh, with ghost guns, though, I can definitely see that as being a major loophole because you can buy a kit and it has no serial number, and depending on your proficiency with tools, you could have a working gun within 30 minutes to an hour. So I can definitely see that being a major problem, and these are harder to trace. You don't know who bought them, and it would allow people who are banned from owning guns to buy these kits, and essentially within an hour, less than a 10-day waiting period, they would have a working firearm. But let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Um, do you have any experience with it? Do you know what your particular area's stats are on this? I was trying to find stats, and they talk a lot about how many guns that they've seized, but I haven't seen really much in the way of stats on how many guns, how many of these ghost guns have been used in actual crimes. In in his announcement today, talking about this, he had a girl that had survived a shooting where her best friend didn't, tragically did not. And the 16-year-old who shot up his school, including this girl who spoke and her best friend who unfortunately died, he used a ghost gun. This was the reason why she was chosen to introduce Biden. So I can definitely see that that is definitely a tragedy, and needs to be addressed. The question is this a problem that deserves this sort of reaction to it? What percentage of ghost guns are actually used in the commission of these crimes versus just people who want to put them together for their own uses or whatever legal uses? Um, how many how many weapons are found in the possession of people who are not allowed to have them that are traditional weapons? Um, it's a lot easier just to steal a weapon probably than it is to try and get all these tools together and make one. I saw a video somebody made on YouTube that says this is why ghost guns aren't used in crime, and he showed about all the difficulty he had in getting his ghost gun to work because you have to be very precise. You have to have the tools to be able to do this. But still, at the end of the day, do you think that this will make a difference in crime? Do you think this will save lives? Do you think banning weapons altogether is something that would save lives? Um, in I'm a, in his speech, Biden also talked about how he wants to ban high capacity magazines. Well, unfortunately, the left's definition of high capacity is anything over 10 rounds. Maryland already has that in effect. California already has that in effect. Um, but when I was in the military, standard issue magazine was 40 rounds. So I don't know why you're considering 10 rounds, anything over 10 rounds, to be high capacity. But Biden was telling this story that he had where he talked to a hunter, and the hunter was like, "Why are you trying to take away my guns? Why are you trying to take away my ability to have ammunition?" And he said, "Well, you're a hunter. I don't think the deer are wearing Kevlar. You must be a really bad shot if you need more than 10 rounds to take down a deer. That has nothing to do with recreation. Those are weapons of war." Well, Biden, it's the Second Amendment. It's because of the need for a well-regulated militia. A well-regulated militia does not go out, is not responsible for thinning the deer herd. It's for defending people's rights. And so, yes, they probably should be weapons of war, because in the event that we actually needed to do what the Second Amendment says, we would need to defend our rights against government. So, anyhow, let me know your thoughts below. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you next time.